Hey guys, so I am back with another Basketball Wives Season 8 review. This review is for episode 15. If you did not catch my reviews for episodes 1 through 14, please go check those out. We are literally one episode away from the season finale of Season 8 of Basketball Wives. So this episode starts with the dinner that Shaunie had set up where Evelyn and Cici end up getting into it. Now, I didn't even realize that Malaysia was actually the one who set up the conversation for Cici and Evelyn to argue. Malaysia told Cici at the dinner in front of everybody that they had went back and told Evelyn everything that Cici said about her at the little activities that they did the other day. So Evelyn tells Cici that if she was talking all that ish behind her back, that she needs to say to her face. So Cici ended up telling her, well, I did say a lot of things about you. I said that you're mean, evil, a bitch, and that you don't mind your business. And Evelyn acted like the thing she was more mad about was that Cici called her a bitch. And I'm just like, you've been called a bitch so many times that you're offended by her calling you one. You are a bitch. Like, every woman has a little bitchy in her. So for her to get that bent out of shape because she called her a bitch, I would have been more mad about her calling me evil or saying that I don't mind my business. But anyways, Evelyn claims that she had compassion for the situation between Kristen and Cici, and that's the reason why she was a little bit involved in it. And I'm like, girl, you are lying. You had no compassion for that situation between Kristen and Cici. Otherwise, the dinner the night before, you would have never been bringing up the skincare event that happened months ago between Kristen and Cici to start back up some more drama. So Cici ends up telling Evelyn that she needs to just mind her business because she never stays out of other people's problems, but she wants everybody to stay out of hers. So Cici ended up jumping up and Evelyn ended up jumping up too. Now, OG was actually happy that Cici put Evelyn in her place because she felt like it was time for a bully to get bullied, and Evelyn is absolutely a bully, so I liked to see Cici stand up to her. But this is absolutely the problem with when you sit back and you allow people to disrespect you so many times. They think that they can always do it and you're never going to do anything about it. And so that's why you need to nip it in the bud as soon as it happens. Don't keep letting people disrespect you and then at the last minute you decide to defend yourself. But I was happy that Cici defended herself. All the ladies seemed like they were a little bit shocked about it. So OG's name gets brought up into the argument between Cici and Evelyn because OG tells the ladies that she wants to know who called her aggressive because she heard that the ladies was calling her aggressive. Now, Shaunie, Phoebe, Evelyn, and Malaysia and Kristen all raised their hands. So the only two people who didn't raise their hand was Cici and Jackie. Now, OG was confused because she was saying she doesn't understand how she's aggressive. And then she started calling out all the things that the other ladies have done that they don't say is aggressive. She said, is throwing a drink aggressive? Is jumping over tables aggressive? Is throwing shoes at somebody aggressive? Is flinging a table at somebody aggressive? And Shaunie was like, well, yeah, those are aggressive, but the difference between what the other ladies have done and what you've done is that you're always wanting to kill somebody every day and your mood is bad every day, so you're always extra aggressive all the time. And I like that OG called the ladies out on that biased opinion, because how are you going to say OG's extra aggressive, but she hasn't put her hands on anybody yet or hasn't thrown any objects at anybody yet, but the other ladies who have, somehow they're not aggressive? That doesn't make any sense to me. And Shaunie was pissing me off. So now I think I officially don't like Shaunie because I just don't think that's right. If you're going to call OG aggressive, just say you don't like OG. That's all she has to say, is just say she don't like OG. She don't have to keep on saying the girl's aggressive and that's why she don't like her, because then you shouldn't like Evelyn either. Evelyn's done the most aggressive things than anyone else on that show that's there right now. So OG said that the ladies push her into being in a pissy mood, and the ladies was telling OG that they don't push her into any type of aggression. And it's just like, yes, you guys do, because you guys are always coming at her for something. You come at her about the way she looks all the time, about her feet, about her hair, about her clothes. It's just like about her and her man, about her playing football. It's just like they find every little thing to bash OG about. So Kristen calls herself calling out Cici about how she called OG a man in text messages from 2 years ago. And then Kristen ends up pulling out her phone talking about she's going to show the ladies the conversation again. So then Cici ends up telling Shawnee, well, then if you want to pull out old text messages of me saying something about OG before me and OG were even friends, then I'm going to tell Shawnee that you called her a bitch and said she wasn't friendly before you guys started talking. And so Kristen denies it at first and says that she didn't call Shawnee no bitch. So Shawnee was saying how she did feel a little type of way about it, but that she don't care if Kristen called her a bitch before she started actually getting to know her, because that was 2 years ago, and if she didn't know her yet and they weren't friends yet, it doesn't matter. But that now she's side-eyeing Cici because Cici's bringing up text messages from 2 years ago. And I was like, what? That's the same thing that Kristen did to Cici, though. The text messages of Cici calling OG a man was 2 years ago before her and OG became friends. So why is it okay for Kristen to bring up these old text messages from Cici saying that OG was a man and it be valid, but Cici's telling you that Kristen called you a bitch before you guys became friends and it was from 2 years ago, makes you side-eye her? That makes absolutely no sense. Shawnee is being a complete hypocrite this entire episode, and it's really agitating the hell out of me. I really don't know if I like Shawnee at all anymore. And then Jackie was kind of giving a little warning to Cici about coming for Shawnee because the last girl, Brandy, who came for Shawnee, ended up losing her spot on Basketball Wives. Now, if Shawnee can't handle somebody calling her out and she can't deal with the things that all the other ladies have to deal with on the show, then she should not be a part of the cast of the show. That doesn't make any sense that a girl would lose her spot on the show just because she got into it with Shawnee. So Kristen ends up admitting that she probably did say that Shawnee was a bitch 2 years ago. And she said that Cici needs to learn from her and learn to take responsibility for the things that she says, which I don't know why she's saying that, because Cici did take ownership of what she said about OG. Her and OG sat and talked it out, and she admitted that she said those things about OG in the text messages 2 years ago, and her and OG decided to bury the hatchet and continue on with their friendship. So why Kristen keeps on bringing it up is as if she's trying to start trouble in their friendship so that Cici ends up having no friends at all. So Kristen ends up trying to change the subject, and she tells Cici to admit that she told Byron not to come to dinner. I don't understand why Kristen doesn't think Byron doesn't have a mind of his own. I don't think Cici told Byron not to come to the dinner with Kristen and Thomas. I don't believe that at all. Byron already made a video saying that they had planned to go out to eat for dinner and the plans never went through, so he ended up going to his baseball game. And that Kristen having those plates set up like that was a whole hoax and a whole lie. So, I mean, you know, who knows? But I really don't think that Cici told Byron not to go to the dinner. I think Byron has a mind of his own. And please don't come into my comment section writing a long-ass paragraph about how Byron's a bad man and how Cici was his mistress. I don't care what he did before, and I don't give a damn if Cici was his mistress. She's his wife now, and Kristen absolutely brought him into the drama that she had with Cici. Had she not have brought Byron into the drama that she was having with Cici, there wouldn't be no problems right now. She brought Byron into it by saying that Byron doesn't come see her kid and that Byron's a bad grandfather. So for anybody to sit there and try to make excuses for Kristen, please don't do it. Don't come in my comment section making excuses for her. She definitely started that trouble. She most definitely did, because she could have kept the situation between her and Cici, not with everybody else. So Cici tells Kristen that she turned Byron's kids and Malaysia against her. I don't know if she turned Malaysia against Cici, because I think that Malaysia always may have had a little bit of problem with Cici. Like, not a problem with Cici, but I feel like she always liked Kristen a little bit more. So I don't know if she turned Malaysia against Cici, but I do think Malaysia's wrong, because Malaysia should be neutral in the situation. And Byron's her cousin, her actual cousin. So for her to sit back and let Kristen do all this bullshit and not call her on it is annoying to me. But I feel like Kristen did have a little bit of a hand of getting Thomas and London to have a problem with Cici because she brought all her issues with Cici to everybody else in the family when she could have just kept it between her and Cici, and she didn't do that. So that's what I think about that whole situation. So Malaysia said that she didn't think Cici was gonna get up off her seat and go off on Evelyn, and that she was actually happy that she saw Cici finally go off on people when they were disrespecting her. So Cici tells Evelyn that she doesn't know what she's getting herself into messing with her. And I don't think Evelyn knows what she's getting herself into either, because Evelyn thinks she can beat the world because nobody ever goes back after her. The only person who I seen go after her back was friggin' Tammy and Jackie, is from what I've seen. But Cici does that kickboxing and stuff like that, and I've seen her do it, so I think that if she put her hands on her, she would fight her. So, but I don't think they should fight. They're two grown-ass women. I don't think they should be fist fighting. It probably would make good TV, but I don't think they should be fist fighting with one another. So Evelyn says that Cici's face doesn't move, so she can't tell what emotion Cici's feeling. And I was just like, wow, girl, bye. Because I'm pretty sure Evelyn has had Botox done in her face before, too. So for her to come at Cici because Cici's probably had Botox is like, girl, you probably had it, too. And so Cici goes back at Evelyn and tells Evelyn that her face is saggy and that she's out here trying to get young ass men. And Evelyn is trying to get young men. She's trying to lie and act like she ain't trying to get young men when she was literally just trying to get with Rob Kardashian, who's way younger than her. And she was just trying to get with him too. And then she went on an interview on The Breakfast Club and said that she would go out on a date with Rob Kardashian. So she needs to stop trying to act like she don't do that. So then she took shots at Byron and was like, what am I supposed to do? Go after old ass men like yours? And then she started saying how Byron cheats on her and how there's video evidence of him cheating on her and talking to other women and getting pictures sent to him by other women and shit like that. And so Malaysia and Kristen had an issue with Evelyn bringing up Byron, but they didn't correct her on what she did. All they did was say, leave Byron out of it. And I thought Malaysia would really let, Evelyn have it for coming at her cousin like that, because Evelyn does things and she knows she's going to get away with it. That's why she does what she does. Because if Evelyn felt like Malaysia was going to pop off on her for saying what she said about Byron, she would have never said it in the first place. So she knew that Malaysia wasn't about to do nothing. So all Malaysia did was tell her to leave Byron up out of the drama. So then it ends up going to Malaysia bringing up Jackie calling Phoebe a crackhead. And I'm just like, girl, you wanted to change the subject so bad off of Byron that you brought Jackie into it to bring up some drama between Jackie and Phoebe, when you could have shut it down with that whole Byron situation by going off on Evelyn for her even talking shit about your cousin in the first place. So Jackie says that Phoebe's a Molly Pop and nincompoop. Jackie's stupid as hell. Like, she just is. Like, she just be coming out with the stupidest things to say, but it's funny though. And that Jackie's definitely entertaining. So Jackie said that she said what she said, and that's that. So Phoebe ends up throwing a low blow and brings up Jackie's daughter, saying her daughter is slandering her character because she heard about the books that her daughter was writing. And that's a low blow. And Phoebe got kids. If Jackie was to bring up Phoebe's kids, everybody would have jumped on Jackie for bringing up Phoebe's children. But Phoebe brought up Jackie's daughter, and that was really a low blow because nobody knows what really went on between Jackie and her daughter. You never know. Her daughter, I'm not saying her daughter's lying about it, but her daughter could literally just be doing what she's doing for money and publicity. So you never know the true situation. You don't know, and that's a sensitive subject to bring up somebody's kid in their relationship with their kid. You don't do something like that. And the fact that not one of those ladies called Phoebe out and told her that she was wrong for doing it was ridiculous. All they said in their little interviews is that you should leave kids out of it, and that Jackie's about to go the fuck off on Phoebe because she brought up her daughter. So, because all the ladies was kind of nervous for Phoebe at that point, because they know that that's a trigger for Jackie, and they know how Jackie gets, and Jackie will go off and destroy the entire dinner. Like, they'll never be allowed in Costa Rica again. So Jackie tells Phoebe to get a husband, which was a good comeback, because Phoebe don't got a husband, and you got a professional athlete out here knocking you up multiple times, but he won't put a ring on your finger. So I thought that was good that Jackie got her with the whole husband thing. So Jackie passes Phoebe a $20 bill so she could go buy crack. I'm like, Jackie, you done took a raggedy ass $20 bill out your thing and passed that shit to Cici. Bye. So the ladies end up getting up and leaving the dinner before Jackie ends up messing Phoebe all the way up, because that's what ended up happening. Had they would have stayed at that dinner table a little bit longer, Jackie would have turned it up on Phoebe, and they did not want that to happen, so they shut the dinner down immediately. Cici FaceTimes Byron and tells him about all the drama that's been going on in Costa Rica, and he tells her that she needs to stand up for herself and stop letting the ladies disrespect her. And so she also tells him that Evelyn tried to spread a rumor about him, and he just told Cici, keep her head up and defend herself. Don't let them come at her, and that they're probably coming at her because they're jealous of her. And I feel like maybe Evelyn is a little... I think if any of the ladies are jealous of her, it would be Evelyn, because Evelyn's always coming at the way somebody looks, and I feel like if you constantly have to come for somebody's looks, you must have some type of jealousy towards a person. Otherwise, you wouldn't give a damn what somebody else looks like. It's not you, so why do you care? So meanwhile, Evelyn and the other ladies were in the other villa talking about how they took a big L from Cici, OG, and Jackie yesterday. That Cici, OG, and Jackie took a win and they took a L. So Malaysia said she was proud of Cici, though, in front of the other ladies, and said that she's glad that Cici ended up standing up for herself. And so then Jackie ends up saying that she's mad at herself because she was working on herself in therapy and she let the ladies get to her to where she started going off, but that she's not going to let Phoebe get away with bringing up her daughter. So Shaunie calls Jackie to see what they're doing and invites them to the pool. And Shaunie tries to pretend like she's inviting them to the pool for just a relaxing day so they could have fun together, when she knows damn well she's inviting all them ladies to the pool because she knows that Evelyn and the other ladies are plotting against Cici, OG, and Jackie because they took a win and they took an L to them. So they want to get their revenge on them, which they was talking about the entire morning. But the situation with them going to the pool is going to happen after Shaunie and Evelyn come back from looking at a real estate place that Shaunie's trying to go look at a potential property that she may purchase. And I don't want to talk about her trip to go look at the property because I don't want to give Shaunie any props in this episode, because I feel like Shaunie was really wrong. And I think that she should stop playing like she's neutral. And I feel like she shouldn't be a part of the cast if she can't take the heat that the rest of the ladies take. So I'm not even going to shout out her little trip or what happened during her trip. I'm going to skip right on to the pool party. So as the ladies are getting ready to wait for Cici, OG, and Jackie to show up for the pool little gathering that they're going to have, Kristen tells Evelyn that she wants to talk to Cici first because she wants to get some stuff off her chest and she wants to let Cici know that she's done with her. So Evelyn agrees to let Kristen talk to Cici first. And she's mad that Cici didn't encourage Byron to go to the dinner with her and Thomas. And I think that's stupid that she's constantly saying that Cici's not encouraging. First she's saying that Cici's telling him not to go. Then she's saying that Cici's not encouraging him. Cici can't make that grown-ass man do anything that he does not want to do. If he doesn't want to go meet up with Kristen, then he's not going to do it. And it doesn't matter what Cici says. He's a grown-ass man. He ain't about to listen to her tell him what to go do. He had already met up with Thomas, so he had spoke to Thomas already. He didn't have a problem with doing that. His problem's with Kristen, and he don't want to talk to her because she came at him. She needs to get that through her head. So Kristen ends up pulling Cici aside to talk, and Cici doesn't really want to talk. She wants to eat first, but Kristen's adamant about talking to her immediately. So OG's keeping an eye on Cici because she feels like it's a setup. Like they're trying to set Cici up because she sees Evelyn creeping over to the side where Kristen and Cici are over there talking. So OG goes towards where Evelyn's at to stand over there so that she could have Cici's back, because obviously Evelyn has Kristen's. So Shawnee tells OG that she shouldn't be acting like Cici's bodyguard, and OG calls them out because she's like, first of all, Evelyn went over there first to go stand over there by Cici and Kristen while they were trying to talk. That's the reason why I went over there, because I'm not gonna let Evelyn stand over there with Kristen and me not stand over there with Cici. And I like that she's not afraid to call these ladies out on their hypocrisy, because if you have a problem with OG going over there acting like Cici's bodyguard, then you should have a problem with Evelyn going over there acting like Kristen's bodyguard. So Cici walks away from Kristen because she's getting tired of the way that Kristen's speaking to her during this little talk that they were supposed to be having. And OG and Jackie go and follow Cici as she's walking away because they want to stop her from leaving. So Evelyn hears that Cici's leaving, and so she ends up running with a big ass, it looked like a big branch with like 3 big leaves on it, okay? And she goes running past OG, running past Jackie, down this little hill, okay? It's like a hill. And she runs up behind Cici. And so OG starts running behind Evelyn, and Cici's walking away, and her back is turned, okay? And Evelyn comes running up behind her, and she whacks her with the leaves. And so Cici puts her arm out to block Evelyn from hitting her with the leaves, and OG kind of moves, like puts her hand between Evelyn and Cici, and so they're walking kind of like a hill. So Evelyn trips down the hill and she falls to the side into a bush, and I was dying. That's the part I was waiting for the whole fucking episode. And Cici called Evelyn Tumbleina, and I was dying. I mean, I was dying for a really long time after that, because I thought that was so funny. So then Evelyn gets up from falling and tries to bounce around like she's trying to fight Cici, and she got all the ladies holding her back and shit. And I'm just like, girl, you know you wasn't about to do nothing to Cici, because you swung that thing at her and you ran up on her from behind. You didn't even run up on her where she knew you was coming at her. You ran up on her from behind. And that does tell you everything you need to know about somebody. And OG said that. That tells you everything you need to know about somebody who will go and try to swing at you from behind. If she wanted to fight Cici, she could have did it face to face, not behind her back when she didn't even see her coming. So after all the ladies finish holding Evelyn back, Kristen tells OG that she needs to mind her business because OG went over there to try to stop Evelyn from attacking Cici. And I thought that was BS, that the ladies was telling OG that she needed to mind her business, because she's trying to attack somebody from behind. And OG wasn't trying to fight Evelyn. She was trying to stop Evelyn from going after Cici where Cici couldn't see Evelyn coming at her. So OG tells Kristen to shut up. So Jackie ends up telling Cici that she needs to stop walking away and work things out with her family. And I'm getting annoyed at Jackie towards the end of this episode, because I feel like she starts to switch sides a little bit. She telling Cici that she needs to work things out with her family, but Cici wasn't the one who started trouble between her and Kristen. Kristen started the trouble between her and Cici because she was being phony towards her last season to fit in with the other ladies, and it worked. And she brought up Byron herself into the situation and ended up causing Byron to have an issue with her now. And she just wants to blame Cici for that. And so Kristen and Cici are getting ready to talk, and Shawnee puts her hands out and taps Kristen on her shoulder while Kristen's back is turned, and she taps her on her shoulder because she says she's gonna go talk. Now OG puts her hand out towards Kristen to do what Shawnee did, where she kind of tapped her a little bit to tell her to go talk to Cici, but her hand did not touch Kristen. I didn't see her hand touch Kristen, and I rewatched the clip multiple times, and I did not see her hand touch Kristen. That was Shawnee's hand that touched Kristen. And Kristen turned around and yelled in OG's face, telling her not to touch her. So OG got back in her face and screamed in her face and told her that she didn't touch her, and if she did touch her, what was she going to do about it? So Shawnee, being biased, was like, yeah, you actually did touch her. No, Shawnee, from what I seen, you're the one who touched Kristen when her back was turned, not OG. So, Kristen and OG are in each other's face yelling and shit like that, and they hold OG back because they know that OG will probably break Kristen's face, which is what OG said she was going to do to Kristen, and the ladies were once again calling her aggressive because she said that she was going to break the girl's face. If somebody's screaming and yelling in your face, what are you going to say? So Kristen and Cici go talk alone, and OG tells Malaysia that she let Cici get attacked from behind, and Malaysia gets pissed off about OG saying that to her. But it's true. Malaysia let Evelyn go attack Cici from behind. Now, if that's your cousin's wife, you should not be letting some outside woman that you barely fucking know go after her from behind. She let that happen, and I wouldn't be surprised if her and Byron end up having problems after this, because she didn't have to put her hands on Evelyn, but she could have stopped Evelyn from doing it or called Evelyn out and told her she was wrong for running up behind Cici like that. So Evelyn throws low blows at OG and starts calling OG ugly. Okay, and she tells OG that she doesn't need to be Cici's bodyguard. And she was like, well, you're the one who's over there attacking people from behind, and you're telling me I don't need to act like a bodyguard. So Evelyn ends up keeping on calling OG ugly. And so OG said, I'm so ugly, but Ocho Cinco wanted me. Now, Ocho Cinco, Chad, is Evelyn's ex-husband. And Evelyn tried to act like she wasn't pressed about the situation between Chad and OG when she was. And it's like, if you claim he beat you and you had to divorce him because he beat you up so badly, then why do you care about anything he does, anybody he talks to? Because they show previews of the next episode where she actually contacts Chad and asks him about the messages between him and OG. If you didn't care, why do you care enough to ask for the messages? You wouldn't even give a damn. If a man beat me and I had to leave the relationship because he was abusive towards me, I wouldn't give a damn what he does or who he talks to. I would not be reaching out to him, asking him for no receipts for nothing. I wouldn't care. So she makes herself look stupid talking about she don't care what Chad does. You obviously do care still if you're getting mad at OG about it. So Cici ends up telling Kristen that Byron doesn't want Kristen talking about him anymore. And Kristen gets so upset and storms off crying and yells that it's all Cici's fault. No, it's not Cici's fault why Byron doesn't want anything to do with you. Byron doesn't want anything to do with you. And he told Malaysia that same thing too, that Kristen called him a bad grandfather, and that's the reason why he doesn't want anything to do with her. I don't know why Malaysia's not out here telling Kristen that she talked to Byron and Byron told her the same thing that he told Cici and everybody else, that Kristen brought him into it and he has an issue with her now because of it. So Cici and OG end up leaving because they're getting aggravated about all the drama that's going on. So they end up getting inside the little scooter type of thing. I don't know what the hell it's called. They sat in it because they was getting ready to ride back to the villa, and they told Jackie that they was going to leave her if she didn't come on, and Jackie was too busy over there consoling Kristen. And even Shawnee had an issue with Jackie consoling Kristen because she felt like she doesn't know where Jackie stands because Jackie switches sides a lot. Now, Jackie was saying that she wasn't going to do the whole us against them thing anymore because she thinks it's stupid and she's going to be good to who's good to her. Well, Kristen's not good to you because Kristen was talking shit about you and all the other ladies were talking shit about you, and none of those other ladies like you except OG and Cici. So if I was OG and Cici, I'd be side-eyeing Jackie now because Jackie kind of showed her ass. And that concluded Season 8, Episode 15. There's one more episode left of this season, which is the season finale, which is supposed to come on next week. And I'm excited to see it. I don't know about you guys, but I felt like this episode was very telling. It showed a lot of hypocrisy amongst some of the ladies. It showed a lot of fakeness amongst the ladies. And it showed a lot of bias amongst these ladies. And I'm disappointed in a few of the people on the show. I think that they pick and choose who's okay to act a certain type of way and who's not based off of who they like and don't like. And I also noticed that they don't actually try to get to know people before they say they don't like them. They kind of just pick and choose based off of who Evelyn says she doesn't like. If Evelyn doesn't like somebody, everybody doesn't like somebody. So I thought that this episode was very telling, and I can't wait to see next episode. Give this video a thumbs up. subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. I will be doing more than just Basketball Wives and Love and Hip Hop. I started my mixed dish reviews. I also am doing Real Housewives of Atlanta, Total Divas, Marriage Boot Camp, and many more shows as they come along. Let me know what you think about this episode down in the comment section. And once again, thanks to all my subscribers for the support. I reached my first 100 subscribers, so I appreciate you all so very much. Until next time, thank you all for the support.